Last time, the roof went on, then it fell off, then it went on again, then it went up, and the fox took up smoking. I favoured brute strength over brain power, again. But then the roof miraculously did stay up, and everything started to look kinda groovy. Big fire on the other side of the Douro to the north. It's far, far away. You can definitely smell the smoke in the air, even though that's about 20 miles away, or 30 kilometres. It's definitely reduced the visibility. There's a lot of smoke, and it does seem to be drifting this way. Looks like the whole of the Douro Valley is full of it. Being high up and getting to see it coming doesn't make it any better. Having given up on the idea of bolting together sections of wood to make a countertop, I went back to the same place and picked up these plinths. Oh shit. They are quite heavy. It's a really nice solid bit of pine and it only cost me €22. So I bought 2 of them. The countertop is going to hinge up in 3 sections, so I made the measurements in situ so that I could decide where to make the cuts. I made a measurement on both ends of the bracket on the underside of the countertop, and then drew a line up the middle which split the difference. This means that the lines are not going to be straight cuts, but they are going to be true to where the bracket actually sits. Because I was doing it this way, I decided to cut the countertops one by one and fit them in before cutting the next one. Which was maybe not a great idea, but that's how I did it. The first and second boards have gone in okay, and even though the cuts are not quite straight on the boards, everything does seem to fit together and hinge up correctly, which I guess is the idea. I've measured this piece to fit with the cut that goes on the joist, which is at a slightly warped angle from the rest of the body of the structure. Yeah, slightly. When it folds up, the middle piece is cut at an angle for the joist. Yeah, that's well wonky. But when it folds down, it's still really wonky. So I think I'm going to ignore that and pretend everything is fine. So I fitted this board in and drew a line underneath, which I've replicated on top to try and match the wonky angle. I've also noticed at this late stage that the boards are very slightly different thicknesses. There we go. It's not beautiful, but it does fit. Which I suppose is the main thing. Now it's time to trim off the other end. Is it me or does the angle grinder sound a bit like a TIE fighter? Anyone? It's okay, mate, I'll wait for you. Take your time. The multi-tool definitely sounds like a dentist drill at this speed. Like most other people, I was born and raised in a world of straight lines, where for the last 100 years or so, everything has been designed with perfectly straight edges. Edges that are not completely accurate seem very obvious. I have to keep reminding myself that, as long as it works, wonky angles don't matter. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Guys, you can't stay here. This particular bit doesn't self-balance, so I think I'm going to have to make some catches to hold it up. However, that is the countertop done. Brilliant! I know that this video has been less about self-build and more about me. I suppose I wanted to show that if an incompetent like me can build something like this, then anyone can do it. I wanted to show the process of how I could create something, not from a plan but an idea. And how if you try hard enough and you go step by step, you can make your ideas a reality. And I wanted to have fun. Although the build was very hard work, it was fun. To preserve the wood, I purchased linseed oil. In the hot weather, it should get absorbed quite quickly. There are a lot of expensive products out there, and I don't want to spend loads of money. I'm pretty certain linseed oil will do fine. I mean, nobody looked at me funny when I bought it, so I figured it was okay. But then, having spent some time in Portugal, I had begun to notice that there weren't that many wooden structures outside. Wood is pretty expensive here, so I figured that was why. Or maybe it was something to do with termites. I don't know. This is green wood, so the oil soaks into it really nicely, and hopefully it's going to stop it warping anymore. That's the idea. Let's see. The wood is really dry, so the oil is soaking into it really nicely. It hadn't actually occurred to me that maybe painting linseed oil onto wood, two combustible things, in a very hot country might not be such a good idea. Need to stick some oil on that squeaky hinge. Maybe I should have cleaned them with petrol before I put them on. Have you had enough of all the foreshadowing yet? How's my foreshadowing? Call 0800 fire risk. It looks lovely though. Brings out that beautiful deep colour in the wood. And you know, once you get started, you might as well do the whole thing. Very pretty. Very flammable. The last thing I need to do on this section is fashion catches out of spare bits of wood. Despite all the obvious wonkiness, the canopy just has to do three things. It has to keep the rain off, it has to keep the sun off, and it has to keep standing. And as long as it does all of those things, I'm happy. Uh-oh. This is the best I could do in terms of what they call in television a pack shot, which is the shot of everything at the end. This is kind of it. Sorry. There was one last thing, which was to put things on the ends that could kind of bolt and unbolt and become something else. Sort of removable shutters, I guess. Which at this stage I couldn't quite figure out how they fitted in. Basically just something to stop the weather getting in at the sides. But I wanted to think about it for a bit longer. And as it turned out, I kind of ran out of time. More dancing. Sorry about this. It's been quite the journey. I started out a month ago, and now, finally, the work is... Oh crap. Okay, that's done. The brief period of rejoicing is now over. At this point, I'd already started to think about the other jobs that I needed to get done, all of the clearing that needed to take place. And I was wondering, frankly, how I was going to achieve all of that when it was too hot to work after 10 o'clock in the morning. As it turned out, nature had a rather more radical solution to my problem in mind.
Looking very yellow. Yep, it's a big pull of smoke.
A couple of days after I finished, one sock came to pay me a visit.
Morning. So you come to see what I'm doing. Try not to pinch anything, huh?
I can't help but find the wee monster absolutely adorable when he does stuff like this. Or is he a she? I'm no expert at fox gendering. Oh look, he's really cute.
I'm gonna figure out a way of tipping that over. Oi. Would you leave my mats alone?
Until he does that.
Oi!
I suppose one of the other reasons for building a countertop was to have somewhere that I could put things so that one sock couldn't make off with them. I've no experience of foxes. Are foxes meant to act like this? It's almost like he's trying to get me to leave. I hadn't actually realised at this point that this was the last time that I saw him. Over the next few days, the smoke increased, blowing steadily from the south. It filled the sky, but for me, like my neighbours in the village, everything went on as normal. I kept on filming the smoke, but I didn't really think about what was causing it. When you're busy, sometimes even the most obvious things can sneak up on you. The day after the fire, I came back down to see what was left. There wasn't much. The fire had completely transformed everything. In the video about the fire, it becomes clear how radically everything was altered, and also what the fire uncovered from decades of undergrowth.
So the poor old bike was the main casualty. And the wooden structure that I built with my own fair hand, it's not even scorched. I can't believe that this survived. Look, there's the melted remains of the cord that was holding the mosquito net up. Look at the blackening on the side of the wall. This side, fine. This, fine. Look, even the lamps are melted. It seems to have been protected by the metal housing, the metal roof, so that's good. Yeah, just 6 feet away, everything is melted away. Yeah.
All the giant beams from the original roof that were piled up inside the ruin were turned to ash. It seems beyond ironic that the one thing I made entirely myself, out of bone-dry wood and then soaked in oil, survived.
It's amazing. Bye for now from Portugal.
Thank you for watching. Every new subscriber brings joy to my heart, but if you want to stop it just giving it a like, I'm very happy with that too. I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.